Right here in Salem, Mitchell, and West Baden. That's right, hosted birthday parties are back, baby. Oh.
This is a very special day. The breeze took the clouds all away. It swept the sky like a broom and got ready for a very special day. This is a very special time. Show me a hill I can climb. Give me a mountain to move, and I'll prove that it's a very special day. I woke up early this morning with gloom on my head. Had a big feeling to climb back in bed. Then I looked in the mirror and somebody said, wake up, wake up. It's time for you to lose the blues, and this is a very special treat. Tell it to everyone you meet that life is all for living and love is all for giving. So this is a very special day. Tell it to everyone along the way that this is a very special day. Early this morning with gloom on my head. Had a big feeling to climb back in bed. Then I looked in the mirror and somebody said, wake up, wake up. It's time for you to lose the blues, and this is a very special treat. Tell it to everyone you meet that life is all for living and love is all for giving. So this is a very special day. Tell it to everyone along the way that this is a very special day.
Very special day it is. It is a terrific Wednesday. That means my partner in crime, my co this morning, is Bradley Gilbert. Good morning, Bradley.
Good morning, Becky.
Happy Wednesday, right?
Happy
Wet
Wednesday, yeah.
In the hot seat this morning is Education Wednesday. We have Jessica Morgan from Salem Community Schools. Good morning, Jessica.
Good morning.
And and this I want to make sure everyone who's not headed out yet knows there's a lot of fog.
Yes.
Okay, so here comes the mom part, okay? There's a lot of fog out there. There's deer running rapid, right? And other little varmints, you know what I mean, going to be running on the road. The roads are slick because of the rain, so please be careful.
Yeah.
Drive
Absolutely.
accordingly.
Just give
Slow
yourself
down,
extra time,
slow
down,
slow
and
down.
don't tailgate.
3-second rule.
Okay.
Right? Yeah.
In fog, you should probably do
5 seconds. Okay. All of us parents here
Yeah,
say
I know.
5-second rule. You know,
And then make sure you brushed your teeth and yeah. So.
Yeah. You do your hygiene and clean underwear.
So in case you're in a wreck.
That's right. Yeah, this is my mom always. That's horrible.
It's funny though how you
know those are things.
No, it's
stick
funny the
with you.
thing is just like, but it's like the process was to be safe.
Yeah.
If you weren't going to be safe, just make sure.
Sure.
You gotta have clean
underwear.
You know,
Exactly.
just,
That's yes.
You know.
Yeah, that's
so.
what I was always.
So that's the reason. Oh, I can't drive crazy because I forgot to have my
clean underwear on. Can't do that. And then also remember, and I'm not an expert, but remember, I think they say low beams and fog.
Yes.
Yeah. So low beams, you know, I mean, 'cause a lot of times people try to do the brights, but low beams are better.
The brights, they bounce back off
I knew
the
you'd know
fog,
that.
and they limit your visibility. And that's the reason fog lights are close to the ground, because they give the light to the pavement. Because the fog is a little higher, but it's in front of you, but it's not right on the pavement almost. So it's a little true.
I love that. Things that, why do we know?
I'm not a meteorologist, but I
yeah,
play one on the radio.
I can see that. I think you're very impressive, very impressive. Well, so please be careful out there. All right, Bradley, let's thank our sponsors this morning.
All right, we've got Meadowview Healthcare, Walmart, Salem Crossing, Hoosier Upland, Celebrity Home Loans, Dr. Black's Eye Associates, Dr. Mindy Gunn, And Fox Curly Wealth Management.
Hey, thank you to our great sponsors. Very proud of them.
Absolutely.
Definitely no fog there.
Right.
Definitely going full throttle. Today is, let's see what our holidays are. It's the 7th day of December. Today is actually Pearl Harbor Day. Yeah. Yeah.
And they requested that flights be flown at half staff in honor of the survivors of the
And before Coffee Club, Rick and Bubba really did a lot of talking and did a big history lesson. They really talked about it a lot, so I really appreciate that. So I'm happy that our station can do that. You know, I mean, it's kind of for those that maybe know a little bit about it, or a lot of times you get busy and you kind of forget some of the details. So I appreciate them going forward. All right, today is International Civil Aviation Day. Do you think like I guess I wonder if people are being a little more aggressive on the airplanes. Have you seen that, like on a little more tolerance, a little less tolerance, yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Just, yeah.
Be kind.
Mm-hmm.
Be kind. Letter writing day. Bradley, do you write letters?
If you count emails.
Yeah. Jessica, do you write letters?
Emails.
Yeah.
Not really letters.
I know. But don't you love those letters?
That's a lost art,
Oh.
though. And you say this a lot,
I
and we
do.
talk about this, is, that feeling of when you walk to the mailbox and get an unexpected letter or something like that.
Yeah.
It's really,
Instead of a bill, it's
Yeah.
just a letter. I mean, isn't that so refreshing?
Yeah, it's like,
Ooh, yeah, I know.
the stars aligned last night, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
You can always read like what I'm doing, because like if it's a bill, I just walk on back. But if it's a letter, I'm like stopping and reading it. I'm just super excited. Yeah. National Cotton Candy Day. Bradley, like cotton candy?
It's not bad.
That's okay.
It's not one of my favorites.
Yeah,
it's not bad.
so
I mean,
messy. And if you've ever made it, it's like there's no way to not get it all over you.
Well, I think that it's interesting to me that, cotton candy is a big staple during the summer at fairs, and the heat and humidity just destroys it, and you get it everywhere.
Yeah.
So it's like, shouldn't cotton candy be like a cold weather?
That is true. That is true. That's right. So cotton candy, National Pearl Harbor Remembrance Day. We talked about that. Special Kids Day. All kinds of good special kids we have.
Oh, yeah.
So that is the 7th day of December, so get out and enjoy. All right, so let's talk about real quick, we want to jump right into to Jessica and find out what's going on in the school, but Bradley, let's talk about that. We've had some really good things going on. We had Shop with the Cop, and we had
Yes.
Cram the Cruiser, very
Yes.
successful last weekend.
Yes.
So how's everything? Do we still have deals for days going on? Where
Well,
are we at shopping?
We have the items that are still available that were in our deals for days.
Okay.
There's still available at that price point, and they will be through Christmas Eve. So we've got that, and there's going to be rolling out between now and Christmas online specials. So you just have to go look for that. And Walmart Plus, they're going to add some more benefits to that. So I would encourage you we do have a Walmart fuel center here. Most are
Very
Murphy USA. So the thing about that is, if you're a Walmart Plus member, you get all kinds of free shopping. You get early deals, things like that. Even not during holiday time, like if there's special deals in electronics and entertainment, stuff like that, you get that early as well. And 10 cents a gallon. I mean, I know gas prices have come down, but still, 10 cents a gallon is just amazing.
Yeah.
And it helps. So we've still got those deals going on, and we'll do that through Christmas Eve. And I know it's a couple of weeks out, but we do want to remind folks that we do close at 6 p.m. on Christmas Eve.
Okay.
We'll be fully staffed, ready to go, but we do ask people, because we are closed for Christmas, for our associates to come with their families. So, but we will be open till 6 p.m. on Christmas Eve, and then we'll open back up at 6 a.m. on Monday, December 26th. So, but yeah, there's still online deals going on, and we've still got everything you need for your holiday entertaining. We've still got trim and tree stuff out there, all your decorations, and we've noticed that people are getting it in waves, so to speak. It's like they're not getting it all at once.
Right.
So, but we're still in stock, and we'll be good to go. And within the next week or so, there's going to be daily in-store specials, and you just have to come see it.
I love those.
And we'll keep you posted on Facebook. But
It's about
we
little
love
Easter
those.
eggs, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Well, I am surprised, and those little cute Christmas bears
Mhm.
that have the date on them, I am surprised how fast they are going.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
so
Yeah.
cute.
Yeah.
And
And out of season merchandise for like summer stuff and fall and even spring stuff that the stores have. There's going to be an apparel thing to where they're going to be rock bottom prices this weekend. So come out.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like to hear the report of what I'll,
Yeah.
yeah.
So,
And of course, don't forget all of those cookies and cakes and
yeah, and all of your game time needs, we've got all of that. We've still got meal plans for you. We've got our
Yeah.
holiday bake
Yeah.
shop.
Yeah. Now, there's a lot of people on the, for anybody following the Walmart app, they have a keto app, too.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
and I've heard a lot of people say that helps, like, them with their grocery buying and stuff, so.
And of course, we've got flu shots, shingles shots,
Oh, that's
pneumonia
right.
shots. We
Yeah.
got everything,
Yeah.
hepatitis shots. So you can go see Abby and her team.
Yeah.
Great group.
Good reminders, for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, because I think, and Jessica, you probably over at the school have seen pneumonia, strep,
We've had
the
stomach
flu,
bugs.
the stomach
Yes.
bug, everything.
It's
I mean,
been going through the middle school like crazy.
it's
Yeah.
like a la carte,
Yeah.
whatever, you know what I mean? There's like been so much,
Right.
I mean,
Yes.
Right.
I think I've heard just about everything being, you know what I mean,
Yeah.
from pink eye to, I mean, like everything has been just,
Right.
full throttle.
And they're saying that the flu shots nationwide, not just with us, but nationwide, were spot on this year.
That's
so,
what I
that's
yeah,
good. So
yeah.
that's something to
Yeah.
think about too. But I mean, there's at school.
We've had a lot of students.
Yeah, definitely, for sure. And I think a lot of, everyone has, I think, yeah. But this, yes, early on, whenever the flu shot, this was back like in October, November, whenever they, were talking about flu shot, they said they were spot on. They got it just right. So let's hope so, and hope that, for anybody that, that, I know it's kind of I've seen a lot of people that's had the flu shot that haven't had the flu, when other family members have had it.
That's
And then, or they've had some mild symptoms, but not like, the
Yeah.
full throttle. Yeah. That flu just knocked you down.
Oh, yeah. That's not your
I
friend.
don't like
Flu is not your friend.
No, it lets you know when it arrives.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like it arrives on a bus because you feel like you got run over,
Oh, really?
right? It's
Yeah.
like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So,
What happened? All right, so.
And it's a known fact, just so you guys know, that flu gets men worse.
Oh, no, yeah, I knew that. Yeah, you're just a little bit worse, aren't you?
If you're ever out there, that's a joke. I don't feel that way.
No,
I'm just joking.
It's true.
But,
It's
I'll have
so.
some humor on Wednesday, right?
Yeah.
Wednesday,
very
that's my joke
Yeah,
for the day.
yeah. Well, and just real quick, little tip, and you have them over at Walmart. I like the Kleenexes that's got the menthol in them, or the one I'm trying to say, the eucalyptus. Yes. Oh man, those are fantastic. Yeah.
So, yeah.
This time of year, they're very good. Yeah.
And, it's the same. We have to remind everybody, wash your hands, wash your hands, wash your hands.
We're back to reminding people
Yes.
about that. Yeah. So, okay, just good reminders. Parenting 101 here, right
Yes.
here in the room, okay?
Yeah.
So watch the fog, wash your hands, wear clean underwear, a little recap of
Right.
what we talked about. All right, Jessica, let's jump in. Salem Community School Corporation, tell everyone about yourself and how long you've been.
Okay. Let's see, I've lived in Salem, 25 years, but I've only worked at Salem Schools this is my 4th year. I was a teacher at Mitchell Community Schools before I came here, and so when I transitioned to Salem, I taught biology at the high school, and then when this position became available, I applied for it, and I got it. So, yeah, it's been awesome. Yeah.
So when you applied for the position, because we knew we were going in that direction,
Yes.
did we know that we were going to be building such a...
Yes.
Okay.
Well,
okay.
I don't think we realized everything that we were going to be able to put in the building. We knew it was going to be a large building, and we knew we were going to do STEAM activities, but I don't think we realized the possibilities of what we could have at that point, but we're getting there.
Right.
Yeah.
So let's explain, of course, the new addition going on at the middle school. So, because this is what we're talking about, make sure people understand that.
In that addition, we have a large room where we can fit the entire student body if we needed to for the safe room. If we have weather activities, we can fit the entire student body. But in that room, we'll have monitors, like screen monitors, and we'll have the big write-on whiteboard, and then comfortable seating along with tables and chairs where we will be doing our work, because we're kind of messy when we do STEAM activities. And so we have, like, you know, cords that are coming out of the ceiling, power cords, and we have power cords in the floor, and I mean, just not cords, but outlets in the floor.
Yeah, right.
We'll have a room for a green screen room. We are having a room for our more technical equipment, like our 3D printers and our laser cutters will be in a room by itself. We have a room for, like, the robotics equipment that we're going to have. My office is in there. So and I think we still have one room where we're like, what are we going to do in here?
Well, what about, like, and is there going to be, like, screen printing, like, for T-shirts and stuff?
Yes, I have gotten that equipment. I mean, not on a big scale, but yes, on a small scale, yes, I have that equipment.
We're all about T-shirts.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't opened it all up yet.
Right, Brad and I will text you
Yeah.
things that we like to, you know,
Yeah.
that we like to keep, and when you teach, we always send you.
Well, and I have a STEAM club we just forming a STEAM club of students who have been putting together ideas of things that they would like to do, and those students will probably be the ones that are helping to do those activities.
Yeah. Well, and then it could be a good fundraiser too.
Yes.
If they, you know,
Yes.
if they make some, you know, T-shirts and stuff, they could do that, and that would be a little extra to buy some of the equipment that you know.
Yes.
Just a jump start on possibly entrepreneurship.
Well, we are actually doing that. Well, the STEAM Club, I have, you know, a handful of kids who have made some Christmas ornaments. They've designed some Christmas ornaments, and we are using the laser cutter to cut them, and we hope to be able to have them at a ball game next week to sell to people, to try and let, you know, the kids be little entrepreneurs and make some fundraising money and sell them.
Yeah,
So,
definitely.
yes.
That's really awesome. It's really awesome.
I'm really, and it's going to be crazy to think, like, how they're being made.
Yes.
I mean, it's hard to get your head wrapped around that.
But these are middle school students who are doing this. So.
Yeah.
I'm just there guiding them. They're coming up with ideas. They're doing it. They are like doing the design on the computers. They're putting that all together themselves and figuring out how to work the machines, which I have the basic knowledge, but they are like, they're going. They are getting way out.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Well, and I love that. Okay, let's go back. Many years ago, because everybody in the room here, when, like, computers, like, everybody was so intimidated. Like, people were huge. Yeah, and they were huge, but also, like, it was almost like you were scared of them.
Yes.
You know, and I mean, just kind of like, oh, you know what I mean? I love that. I think middle school age is at that age where their curiosity and their no fear, so to speak, jumps right in, and that actually turns out to be a huge benefit.
Yes. And they are very creative.
Yeah.
They are.
They
are so creative.
Yeah.
They've got
Yeah.
ideas for after Christmas of things that they could make and sell. So I think this is going to get them excited to be in the classroom. And I've got kids now wanting to come to my room, like, whenever they're in study hall or whatever, have extra time because they want to work on the equipment. So.
As a teacher, that's like the ultimate compliment, and that's the ultimate goal.
Yeah,
When-
to get them engaged, get
Yeah.
them to enjoy their days and come up with new ideas.
Yeah, and then to still be that they still want to be a part, no matter,
Yes.
even though it's after hours or whatever, they still want to be, they still are eager to learn. I'm sure that as a teacher that would just be,
Yes, and
That's-
I'm enjoying it.
that's
I
what
really
you're there
am.
for. That's what you're
Yes.
wanting, right?
Yes.
Yes. I mean, you know, because you realize, you know, how exciting that is, and being able to present this to them,
Yes,
and this opportunity.
yes.
What a blessing.
And they are running with it, so I love it.
Yay.
Yes.
That's awesome. Let's maybe for us, back up a little bit,
Okay.
for our listeners that do not know what STEAM stands for.
Okay.
Because it used to be STEM.
And we added the A.
Yep.
Yes.
Mhm.
It is science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics. So we try to incorporate that into classroom activities, into the curriculum. Now, we can't always incorporate math with, we can, but we don't always do every lesson plan around math, but we do incorporate it. We have arts that are involved. There's a lot of artistic ability that goes on in some of the things that these students are doing, and they don't realize that it's, that's art. That's artistic.
Yeah.
And just like making the ornaments, that's an artistic ability to make the ornaments and make them look nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And all of those, you think about those letters individually, but all of those have such crossover.
Yes.
And it's also kind of awesome when you have, like, a student that says, you know, I'm not very artistic at all, and then they do something
Yes.
like the ornament thing, and then they step back and you go, now tell me you're not artistic, and
Yeah.
things like that. And I think that sometimes you can secretly get them to develop skills they didn't know they had,
Right.
and then kind of watch that, wow, I do have that. So I think all of those, the way the crossover, I think, is interesting to me that now we're focusing on how all of that stuff works together and creates some really great opportunities and some great things to do in class. And, you know, school is probably a little more fun than when I was in
And
school.
it is
Yeah.
different.
Outside of lunch period, right?
Yeah, or recess.
Or
Yeah,
recess,
recess
yeah,
and lunch,
exactly.
yeah.
It's a lot different than what it was when I was in school.
Yeah.
And, you know, I always thought when I think, you know, used to when I was in school for art, it was always things that you were doing on paper. We always did poster boards and on paper and drawings. And now it's, you know, it's computer-aided art or computer-assisted art. And so,
A whole new world.
yes.
Big difference.
Yeah.
Big difference. So my stick man would look really good, like 3D, right? So I
Yeah.
could really make
You know,
it.
the computer
you know,
make him walk.
Yeah.
whoa,
So how cool is that, you know?
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
walking
Gotcha.
stick man. Let me tell you that.
Yeah.
Walking-
It's intentional.
That's-
It's intentional. Yeah, it's intentional artwork.
You might even hit a button and you might do something. You might say something. Busy baby.
Wave at you. Yeah, Sissy Baby. Or wave at you. We've
Oh,
son.
yeah.
Yeah.
Thumbs up.
Yeah.
Anyway, no, I'm just over the moon with this. I think it's so good. Okay, so let's kind of maybe, I feel like we're like all over the
Jumping
place
ahead.
here. We're popcorn popping all around here. But okay, so we were granted where our school corporation, Salem School Corporation, only that 75% of this would be paid for adding these safe rooms. What a huge blessing right there. Okay, we had it for
Right.
the elementary school. Jessica, we kind of talked about this before. We had it for the elementary school, and it was very sad that we didn't have it offered for the middle and the high school. And the reason, when we first were granted one, you know, we went with the elementary because it had the most students. And so we went with that, but it was still, like, we still wrestled that we would love to have it for the middle and high school, because how do you, you know, you want to protect all of your children. And you want everybody to have that opportunity. So when the two other ones were granted, what a huge blessing. I mean, that's like a God thing that
And that's
Even-
unheard of, right?
it's
For
very
a school
unheard of.
system to have
Very-
three.
three.
Yeah.
That's,
Safe rooms.
yeah. So that's like, it had to be just a God thing that everything happened. So then you have you're granted this, and then, so you're, for safety, you
Yes.
know, and that's something that we can't ever do too much of. So for safety, and then whenever we come up with the idea to do this, I mean, this is just like, almost like, it's like a seed that is just completely growing
Yes.
and growing and growing. And what a blessing, I mean, for our school corporation.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's going to be so nice when it's open.
So you were at the high school, yeah, definitely. So you were at the high school, now you're at the middle school.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I do go visit the high school. I do go to the elementary school some. So.
Yeah.
But I spend the majority of my time at the middle school.
So you're a little bit of, you get to see all of it.
Yes.
Yeah. And the elementary is just so, aren't they just,
They're adorable.
oh my goodness.
They are. We actually have a robotics team that's going to competition this Saturday. So
In elementary?
yes, we have 3 teams, I believe. 3 teams going. I coach the youngest ones, and then Jenna Fox coaches a group, and then Crystal Michaels and Emily Johnson, they coach the older students,
Yeah.
and they've already made it through the first round, and so they're going to state competition on Saturday at the same place where we're taking our littles. So
Oh,
Yeah.
my goodness, this is awesome.
Awesome.
Congratulations. So,
Yes.
okay, so what are we talking about? Explain, what are you seeing? What are they making? What are they displaying or displaying?
My group, the younger kids, they are talking about energy and how we can have alternative forms of energy, and how like wind power, wind turbines can supply energy for different places, different things. And so they have had to build with Legos different, like we built a wind turbine, and then they have a little motor, and then the motor, they have to use an app on their Chromebook to code for the motor to power the wind turbine, to make the turbines move. And then they have to be able to explain what's going on. And then we have built electric cars, and they are coding the electric cars to move from, with Legos, of course.
Yeah.
They have cars that are moving from spot to spot on a map, and they have to be able to stop it exactly at the right spot, and they have to code for that. So they've built all this. They've been working on the coding. They have a set of core values that they have to know. Like the core values are like inclusion and how we include everyone and how much of an impact this could have on our community. And so they, you know, the littles, they know all this. They know all about the core values and how to code and get this little robot from one spot to another. They're ready for Saturday.
My Legos never move. Okay, unless they were falling down. You know, unless I built a tower or something. That is crazy.
So I would say to the Lego competition, you couldn't be like, you had to have shoes. It can't be stock-footed, because you know how at home there's that one random Lego that every adult finds. It's like the worst pain ever. I'm
You always know it now.
How impressive is that? And how old are these kids that are doing that?
We have third graders.
No way.
Yes.
Get out.
Yes.
That's
Third
like
grade,
crazy.
fourth grade, fifth grade.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, is that just amazing? That is so cool. And you know, that's good. So now parents can feel good about their kids wanting a Lego set, right? So that just opens the door to all kinds of imagination and things that they can do.
Oh, and the Lego sets, they've got so many.
Yes. And we're hoping to continue and start a program at the middle school next year. And so it will continue as they leave elementary school and they go to the middle school. We'll have starting some Lego or robotic programs at the middle school.
Oh my goodness, absolutely. I mean, because you've got them, now you've got them turned on there.
Yes.
I mean, you know what I mean? And
Yes.
these minds are working. I'd love to hear this. And I think that a lot of times we don't know what's going on. You know, and if it's not your immediate family or something or somebody you know, you don't realize this. What a blessing. That's pretty awesome.
Just keeping up with them.
So how many, yeah, definitely. So like how many schools are competing or how?
I don't know exactly how many, but there are different places, different competition sites in the state.
Okay.
And we got Indianapolis, so we have to go all the way to Indianapolis on Saturday. But
you know Carmel will be there.
Yeah.
Carmel will be there.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, there wasn't one in more of a southern part of the state, so that's where we're going on Saturday. But
Yeah, but it's always good to go to Indy.
Carmel and Fishers.
Yeah, they'll be there.
and the kids are excited to go because
They probably will ride there on their electric, whatever they decide. So
they're probably using their Chromebooks to take them, right?
Right.
Okay.
So I think the thing to me that
We're being sassy.
No,
Yeah,
the
bad.
thing that
Naughty list over there.
No,
getting
I've checked the
cold.
list. I'm good. I'm golden. I'm golden. The last 5 weeks, my Flex project, I'm golden. I'm on the good list, nice list. So when you think about like our community, and a lot of times people think of in a rural community that kids maybe not have all the same opportunities that you have. You talked about Carmel, but so these kids, because of this opportunity here, they're doing things that kids in larger communities and
we are able
cities
to
and
compete.
stuff.
I mean,
Yeah.
And that's the important thing.
Yes.
So that's a win for the kids in our community because we can compete. And,
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
So I think that's another blessing that this is here, so we can do those things. And how wonderful is that? You know?
Well, and then at the middle school level, we have a Rube Goldberg competition that we are preparing for. And in my science classes, students, I have 4 different machines, 4 different Rube Goldberg machines that are being built. And the students are using the 3D printers to make pieces for their machines. So they're designing those pieces and we're printing them and then they're putting them into their Rube Goldberg machines. So it's pretty exciting because they come in every day and they just come in and get to work. I don't have to,
I love that.
like, I'm not like nudging them to get busy. I mean, they just come in, they know what they want to do, and they are working
I love that
completely
so much.
engaged.
Well, here's the ultimate goal is, you know, on graduation day, okay, whenever, you know, the happy moment, the sad moment, all of that,
Yes.
the emotions going on, you want your child and your children in a school to have every opportunity and to go wherever, global, anywhere or whatever, anywhere throughout the state, and be and have all, I call them the tools in the toolbox, have every tool necessary that you would know where that child went to school from. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Is it you would not know whether they were up in Indy or up somewhere else.
Correct.
The that that child has every opportunity. And I think Salem Community School Corporation is doing that.
Yes.
And I'm so proud of that. I'm so happy
Yes.
about that. And I think to go up there and to say, you know, there's going to be Indianapolis folks that's never maybe heard of Salem. And when you say that, you're representing us. How proud, how awesome
Right.
for our community for you to say this, right?
Yes.
To be a
Yes.
part. And for our children to
For
be
our
rep-
kids.
I'm so
Right.
proud of our children.
Yes. And they try. And it's so exciting to watch them when they get something and it clicks and they get it right because you could just
Do
see
they
it on
have
their
Salem
faces.
shirts? Will they be wearing?
We have shirts.
They probably made them themselves.
Yes.
No, we didn't. We're not there yet.
They do that on Wednesday. We're just we're gonna make those shirts.
Hey, we're gonna make our shirts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have the equipment. We just haven't gotten there yet. But we do
eventually
have
you'll get
matching
to that
shirts.
point,
Next year.
right?
There's next year.
Yes,
Yeah.
we will get to that point to where we can do those things when we have the space. Because you know we're just waiting for that building to get open so
Yeah.
that we can get everything in there and get started. But
Right.
we're already started. It's just
Yeah.
we're in a really small room.
And you know, and piggybacking on what Becky was just talking about, it is so amazing to know that we're sending kids out, and you know, as a Salem alum, I'm very proud of what we do, and I've always been like, I'm from Salem. I have zero regrets for saying that, but even now, it's like these kids going out, they can stand shoulder to shoulder, and if you didn't know where they went to school, and they're competing and leading on
Yeah.
the stages and stuff, and so I think that's an awesome thing, and so I think getting these spaces for all three of our schools, all three of the facilities, and I think that just opens up even more doors that that you probably couldn't even think about as
Yes.
a teacher in the area and being responsible for that. It's just like it's just amazing to see, because how great would it be to have the next person that saves the world to come through Salem Schools,
yeah.
And it's possible.
Well, yeah,
it is
definitely,
possible.
yeah.
It is
They
possible.
have that, yes. And when you look at our alumni, I mean, very successful. But you just think about the future. Just keep going.
Yes.
It's just going to keep on
Yes.
continuing on, and the future and the opportunities. It's amazing how far and how much we have. We just keep going.
Yes.
I mean, you never stop. It never stops. I mean, learning and growing. And so on the middle school, will they be competing at any time too then?
We will get there. We don't have a
Okay.
team yet this year. I'm
Okay.
hoping to get it started next year. There are grants available to buy the supplies, and so I'm hoping to be able to get a grant for that and get a middle school team together
Okay.
so that we can get to that competition level. And I mean, even I would like to take them even if we aren't ready to compete, so that they can see what it's like,
Well,
and
it's
see
always
where
good,
we
yeah.
need to be.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. I think a lot of coaches do that.
yes,
That kind of shows them, their competition and kind of gets them, ready, for that. And, it's always nice to see what other schools are doing. And, of course, they're meeting other children.
yes.
And, and this is a great opportunity, maybe for somebody that's not been in Alpha or been to an event like this, Now, is that usually, like, the elementary, will that be open for the parents to come and watch?
Parents
or?
can go, yes.
Okay.
And
'Cause I bet, we're trying to keep a parent away, right?
And I think sometimes parents don't realize how well their students are performing.
Yeah.
And especially when they have to go be judged and they have to talk in front of people at 3rd and 4th grade.
Yeah,
And so it's
Oh.
nice for parents to be able to go.
definitely.
Yeah, and that's a good skill that you think about too, is being able to just communicate. Because a lot of the technology has kind of made that challenging
Yes.
at times,
Yes.
Yeah.
just for someone in 3rd and 4th and 5th grade to just be able to have that conversation and be confident in that conversation, that's amazing too,
It is.
because there's, even if you know 100% what you're talking about at that age, it's
Yeah.
sometimes very difficult to explain that, and especially when you're interacting with adults, and I think that's a win for students too, to be comfortable interacting with adults and giving that confidence of, hey, I know what I'm talking about.
Right.
Let
Yeah.
me show you.
Yeah, definitely. Well, and we always talk about, like, going back, like, now with phones, we text so much and stuff. And this is actually getting them verbally to,
Yes.
explain and to talk. And they have to know their product.
Yes.
I mean,
And
they have to know.
They have to know their core values.
Values.
They have to know what they did. They have to be able to explain
Yeah.
everything that they've
Yeah.
done on that board. So
Well, and you know, like a lot of times, like when you do something, you know, when people ask questions, you know, you're like, it just, you know, I just did it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Don't ask me how it happened. It just happened, right? Yeah. So, no, I think that's fantastic. So, okay, so we've talked about the elementary, the middle. So, what are we doing with the high school at this point right now? Are we kind of just
they're just, you know, it's going to become that theater arts
okay?
building. And
Yeah.
so I'm not really sure how far they are.
I
on
mean,
that
like,
part.
are we doing anything with STEAM with them?
We're getting. We're
Okay.
right now.
That's
My
what I'm-
focus, I've been kind of directed to spend my time on middle school
Yeah,
and then work
which
my way up.
You've got a lot
Yes.
going on. Yeah, definitely.
Yes.
Which the middle schoolers, our 8th graders, will be going
Yes,
on.
they'll
to,
be going
you know,
to high school, and
So
I don't want to lose
I guess that's
them.
what you're. That's what
Yes.
I'm trying to find out. What's your
Yes.
goal for?
Well, we are starting like after school STEAM clubs.
Okay.
And so the high school students will be invited to come to the STEAM lab after the clubs after school, and I'm hoping that they will be able to be involved in like the t-shirt designs and
That'd be
the
wonderful.
robotics teams. And so trying to recruit and get some students there, and I'm hoping that our 8th graders that move on will want to come back and be part of that.
Yeah, I'm sure they will. Yeah. And then it's always nice whenever, like, you kind of got that feeder program, if you will,
Yes.
from the elementary coming up. And then, but it's always nice when you can have some older ones with them.
Yes.
You know, it's always nice to mix it because I know a lot of times elementary, it's so exciting in the high
Yes.
school when you're, you know, get to hang out with a high schooler, you know,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
You know, or a middle schooler, you know, and especially when they know what they're talking about. You know what I mean, right?
Yeah.
And they're showing it. I mean, that's very impressive. Yeah. So you really are kind of a little bit of everywhere then.
Some days, yes.
But that's good. That's
Yes.
good. Yeah.
So when do the rooms open?
It's supposed to be, the middle school is supposed to be April now.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed that we can get all the supplies and we are ready to go in April and move all of the equipment down there. I would love to have it ready and going for the new school year in August.
Wouldn't that be awesome? Yeah. So I know the middle school's coming along really
Yes.
well. It is making, you know, they're making a lot of strides. We know
Yes.
anytime anybody's doing construction right now, trying to get the product, trying to get it here on time, and trying to, you know, our weather's been wonderful though.
Yes.
Really, our weather's cooperated. That's been a huge blessing. And of course, I think they got into some of the lines, you know, where it worked out really well because the schools were doing the remodeling, and so was the city of Salem, like of some of their lines, some of the water lines,
Oh,
some of the
yes.
different. So everything really kind of blended. Everybody was, I mean, it's kind of a mess, but well, we say trust the process. But it's going to be nice for everybody when it all comes back together.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's going to look good and great, and it's going to be fantastic. We just have to, you know, be a little understanding.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, and understanding that, but it's going to be a good thing for sure. So on the middle school, let's go back. So right now you're like in a room
Yes.
with all of
A science
so
room.
what's coming in? Like what? Tell us some of the equipment that you're
I
receiving.
have 2 Adventurer 4 3D printers,
Well,
which
you're going to
are,
have to explain some of this because
Yes.
you're a little over riding my head on some of this. Because we don't have, I mean, we do know some, but we didn't have this.
the
Yeah.
3D printers. They are student versions.
Okay.
So the students, they connect with laptops, but the students can design and make whatever they want to make on the 3D printers on their Chromebook. And then they can upload that into the Google Classroom, and then I can take it out of the Google Classroom and put it on the 3D printer. And then they can print just whatever. I mean, if they want to make game pieces or we've got a lot of filament that goes with that. Filament is the material that you put into the printer that basically gets heated, and it makes what the code is that came from the Chromebook.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they're using their own personal, or the Chromebooks that they're assigned to
Yes.
from school. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
They have our laser cutter. Can use the same program. And Tinkercad is the program. They can use that program.
Tinkercad?
Tinkercad. CAD CAD.
Oh, CAD.
Yeah,
Okay.
Tinkercad, which is a
That's a new name. Okay.
which is good because as
Sissy Baby and Bruce's friends.
Tinkercad.
Yeah.
Oh, we're going to have to use that.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Yes,
They
go.
use that program.
We need to get out.
Yeah.
They can use that same program to design things to cut on the plywood, you can cut pieces of cardboard, acrylic, and they can make different designs on there, and cut pieces for whatever classroom project. But I imagine that that's going to be more of the entrepreneurs that are wanting to use that machine. So,
I'm thinking, think of all the things you could actually make for the school.
yes.
Like, let's say that, like, you know, like a big spoon for, like, the kitchen. I mean, just saying.
Yes.
I mean, there's, like, all these cool things that you could do. And how, I mean, like, when a child sees that and knows that that's going to be used, I mean, isn't that, like, pretty cool?
Yes.
I mean, I was just thinking about, like,
And
the
they-
pencils and stuff.
If you know, that gives the student a feeling of purpose.
Oh,
Like they had a
absolutely.
real job to do and they were able to do
Yeah,
it. And
yeah.
I think that encourages them to keep engaged, to stay engaged. We have a couple of the vinyl crickets to make T-shirts and different things with.
Which, how cool to see your T-shirts being worn.
Oh yes, yeah. I'm hoping that we'll be able to have some, you know, our students will be able to design the T-shirts for some of our sporting groups and be able to have the, you know, the athletic shirts that our kids were able to design.
Oh, the kids would just love that. I mean, think of, like, if you were, you know, telling your parents, oh, we designed that. You know, I mean, that's one of ours. You know what I mean? I mean,
Yeah.
wouldn't that be,
Yes.
yeah.
We have a new grow tower, which is has where you can grow plants in it from seeds, and it has LED lights, and it waters every 30 minutes. And so we have right now, it is full of different lettuces and like basil and chard, and we have tomatoes growing, pumpkins have started. And so with that, I mean, the possibilities of what you can talk about with that, you know, the life cycle of plants and pollination and being able to grow your own food and eat what you grow. And
Well, and that would be cool, like, I'm thinking, like, the tomatoes, like, for use for, like, the cafeteria. I mean, if you
Yeah,
slice
if
me a
we're-
homegrown tomato, I mean,
Yeah.
right?
much better than, you know.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. Oh, exciting, because I think there's other schools that are doing this, which I like, the food to the table,
Yes,
food to table.
yes.
And I think this is, like, a big thing, and I love that this is a possibility here.
Well, and when we came back from Thanksgiving break, when the students walked in and they saw how much those plants had grown while we were gone, they were just amazed. And so getting them to be able to see how, you know, this is how we get food. And then,
Yeah.
because, you know, even though we're in a small rural area, students don't always realize that food doesn't always come from Walmart. So.
Well, and there's farmers bringing that to Walmart.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
There's Cincinnati Reds that are bringing those blueberries
Absolutely.
to Walmart.
Absolutely.
But I mean,
yeah.
there's farmers bringing that to Walmart. I
Right.
mean, or we just realize that we go into Walmart and we
Yeah,
buy
I don't. Yeah, and
They
they're not making that connection, but
Then when they
hoping
see
to
it,
start,
Yes.
you know, letting them see that. Yes.
and that might be something, you know, I mean, you just keep building that produce up. Walmart might be buying from Salem Middle School, coming to
Right.
pick up our, you know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah,
Come
get our
fresh
tomatoes.
produce. Might have a little sign, freshly grown, right?
Yeah.
That would be really cool.
Yeah,
you know
that
what I
would
mean?
be cool.
That'd be something. But going back, okay, can you grow now hang on, this is so funny, because I tried to grow a pumpkin out of season. And there was a lady, she was a very mature lady, and she was a farmer, and she said, you cannot grow a pumpkin. So are you successfully growing a pumpkin?
We
Jessica
have
Morgan.
the vines. We do not have the blooms yet.
Okay, she said you'll get the vine, but you won't get the blooms. And I want a full report, and I really want to know that, because she said that's one thing. She said, like you can do squashes, zucchinis,
Right.
anything like that, but a pumpkin will not grow.
We'll
She said
see.
it was a God thing. She said that
I-
it's not. She said until it is. I mean, if it's not seasoned, but I don't know. I'm really.
We have 2 of them in case we have to cross-pollinate them to make them be able to grow.
Okay.
We'll see.
Well,
we'll see.
All right. Okay.
What I did,
All
because
right.
I tried it, and I got the vines, and then what I did, because I was trying to make a pumpkin patch, and I used the vines, and then I put fake pumpkins, you know what I mean,
Okay.
for my pumpkin
Yes.
patch, because I couldn't get the actual bloom.
Yeah.
But that's going to be exciting.
we're
Now
gonna
that'll
see.
separate the boys
Yes.
from the girls. So I'm excited about that now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
And I hope that it's
Oh,
right.
I hope it does.
Yeah, me
because
too, because
yeah.
they say that that's not possible. So you'll do the impossible.
We'll see.
I love that. Love that. So go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, I was just gonna say, and with that, students have to check the pH levels of the water, and they have to do the maintenance on the machine, and so every week we have a different student who comes in and takes care of that.
Love that. Well, Farmer Brad over here, I mean, he grows everything, okay? I mean, he has, he's got gardens, beyond. talk about he's giving Martha Stewart or Snoop Dogg. You're giving them run for their money.
Yes. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
but it's important to know all the soil
Yes.
and what's going to grow,
Yes.
and then I went over to Walmart. This was just actually last week to buy dirt. Okay, and I mean there's like all kinds.
Yes.
I mean you don't just buy dirt. You know what I mean? It's like buying bologna. You got garlic bologna with thick bologna with thin bologna. I mean dirt.
Yes.
Like Teresa and I were laughing. I mean like there's like do you want it with a little bit of Miracle Grow? Do you want it? What I mean?
And you've got to regulate the acidity and all of that kind of stuff to make sure,
Yes.
because like you can change plant their yield based on if it's too acid, if it's too alkaline, things like that.
Colors,
So
their
you
color,
just
yeah.
and like there are certain plants that like hydrangeas, you can change the color just based on the amount of
Yeah.
acidity in the soil. So if you want more of a blue hydrangea, sprinkle your used coffee grounds around it, let it soak into the soil.
There we go. I can
Recycling,
accommodate the school.
but-
Okay, I
Yeah.
can help the school with the coffee ground.
But that's why composting is important to know what you
Yeah.
put in that composting material.
Which is another wonderful thing we can do for our environment.
Yeah.
You know?
But I've never grown a pumpkin, so I'm out on that. So
I'm
I
anxious
don't
to
know
find
anything
out.
about
This
that.
Right.
is our
we're
first
gonna-
time. We just
Yeah.
now put the tower together and we started growing
I
things
love that.
back
I'm
in like
surprised Brad
October,
don't have a
so-
tower. I'm surprised you don't have a tower at home. You probably will be wanting one, I'm sure.
Well, I after the spring, that new greenhouse, I'll have a place for one.
Well,
But and it'll be heated year round, so that's good. But no, I like the towers are great, and I think the space and stuff. But I like planting it in the dirt.
Well, if you go,
I mean, that's just
yeah, definitely. Well,
But-
that's your preference, and that's the
Yes,
ultimate. But it's so
yes.
cool what they can do in a classroom. And we went through. If you go through Epcot at Disney,
Yes.
they have a. Have you gone through theirs? And like they show all the different ways they're growing tomatoes, like from
Yeah.
the ceiling.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And all the different. That is absolutely so.
growing
fascinating.
tomatoes upside down is really crazy. I love seeing that. But or what are they called, hydroponics gardens or whatever
Yes.
that you have with the water stuff and the
Yeah.
lettuces and stuff. I mean that's just amazing, and
Yeah.
I think now that would be cool to do that, but I mean in a classroom setting that's just
We have
great.
like 4 different kinds of lettuce, 5 different kinds of lettuce we're growing, and
Yeah.
so
So that's just really
we're
awesome.
gonna have a lettuce party.
There
I'll
you
bring,
go.
yeah,
There you
I'll
go.
bring the bacon. We have
There you go.
BLTs. We need some BLTs.
Oh, I thought you were going to bring the bacon and have wilted lettuce. You know, the old-fashioned wilted lettuce, where you use bacon and
Oh, a little bit of
vinegar
grease
and
and
grease
bacon grease.
and
Yeah,
wilt down the lettuce.
Oh,
Yeah. But
yeah.
there's something to be said though about when either you give that to someone or you eat that yourself to say, I was involved in that.
Yes.
Oh.
Whether it's in your garden, whether it's
Yeah.
in a classroom setting or whatever, it's like I did that, and that's just. And food for a lot of people is a love language, so that
Oh.
lets you sharing that.
Yeah.
Case in point,
Yeah.
but I think stuff like that is just amazing because there are people that will learn from this that maybe won't have the room for a garden and they can do and there's a lot out on the market. There's a lot of machines that let you do that and know how to do that. But how about if you could make your own? I mean, how great is that?
Jessica, what if it over the intercom? Today's lunch is sponsored by Steam.
Yes. That would
Everything
be
you'll be
awesome.
having on your tray will be because of Steam.
Yeah,
Yes.
that would be awesome.
Would that
That
be?
would be.
Yeah,
That'd be a goal.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
that would be awesome.
I know the school would be very happy about that too. Yeah, that's cool. Well, I mean, so we've got that, and then what's some other things that are coming, or that you've got?
I just got in, I'm kind of happy about this one. I just got in 6 new virtual reality headsets, and I had applied for a Big Ten football grant to get those, and my request was actually funded by Indiana Sports Corp. And in addition to that, they sent me 2 tickets to the Big Ten championship game last Saturday. So
Oh.
that was really cool that I got to go see Purdue and Michigan. So
Yeah, how fun was that? Yeah.
but the headsets are in, so and there's all kinds of things you can do education-wise with those headsets. When I used them, Michael Gilliam from Eastern came to Brady Schramm, he worked with me and Crystal and Emily and let us use his headsets to see if this was something that we wanted to do or not. And I was able to kayak with penguins in the North Pole through the headsets, so that's
Cool.
really cool. And so
That's really
the
cool,
educational
yeah.
apps that we can get with those, I think is going to be really nice to
And
add
that-
to the classroom.
And that's
Yeah,
great because
definitely.
we have those
Yeah.
for all the stores in the company have for virtual headsets that we use for interactive compliance training, customer situational awareness. So you get to interact with different, varying degrees of customer satisfaction and things like that. So I think so that's cool. But how cool would that be to?
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
I might be a
that's-
little
yeah.
jealous
Yeah,
of that.
that
you
was
know what I
pretty
mean?
cool. And I have former students who are now older and in the workforce, and I've talked with them some. And these new techniques that we have, like the virtual reality headsets and things, those are things like you said that they're starting to use in their careers. And if our students can learn how to use that equipment now,
Yeah.
when they're out in the workforce, they'll be a step ahead.
Oh,
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah.
Because like for us, we're developing it to where like leaders in the store, teaching them how to do a 4x4 tour. It's a 4-foot section on what to look for, labeling, pricing, stuff like that. And it's interactive like that. So there's a lot of people as they're progressing in the company, they use that for that. So that would put a candidate ahead right there.
Oh,
that's
definitely.
that's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, this
This
is
is exciting.
Yeah.
I'm hoping my next thing that I would like to be able to bring into the lab, I'm looking to find things too for robotic arms so that the students can program robotic arms.
Yeah.
That's my next
Yeah.
step. So.
Scratch your back. Yeah.
Yeah.
Give
Oh,
a massage.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be over there for the massage. Okay. Yeah. That would be. Yeah. I didn't say beat my.
Yeah.
Yeah, but massage. Yeah. No, that would be fantastic. Yeah.
A lot of our manufacturing facilities are using the robotic arms and robots in different ways to help their process along. And so if our students can learn that before they get out of high school, we'll just be even more ahead.
Yeah, because there's robotic arms that go into an area where maybe a human hand couldn't get, or a touch that would be delicate enough not to damage stuff like that. So that would be amazing because that type of use of that technology in manufacturing alone is just keeps growing and growing. And it doesn't eliminate people; it just makes
Yeah.
them able to do that.
Changes
and
the job.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
definitely. We still need the person there. Yeah, but to know how to operate and how to do it.
Yes.
So if you remember, let's go back. The Jetsons, they had a Rosie. Could you make me a Rosie? Isn't that one at Rosie?
Yeah.
Yeah, remember? Yeah. Everybody.
she could do everything.
She did everything.
I know.
She kept
That's-
George in line.
That's what I'm saying. I need a Rosie. Yes,
Rosie.
Yeah. Could you make me a Rosie? Give me a Rosie,
Yeah.
okay? Please develop one.
Well, our students would try.
I know they would.
They
I know.
would
And
try.
I'm sure they'd be very creative on how Rosie would all Rosie
Oh,
do.
yes,
You know,
yeah.
That would be great. Yeah. Well, no, it's just awesome, and I think what great opportunities. And
Yes.
you've got so many from A to Z. I mean, so surely, everyone's got like an interest of something.
Yes, so hoping to be able to catch interest, like you said, on different
Every
things.
level.
Because, one student may not be interested in
Yeah.
3D printing, but they may want to make T-shirts. And so,
Yeah.
Right.
hoping to, get that interest while they're younger.
Right. So is there, did we do all the unboxing, or is that everything that's in so far?
That
Or?
is everything that is in so far.
Okay. Which you said was pretty
Yeah.
tight.
It's
That's
taking
good.
up some space, but I'm happy about that.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Well, it's going to be fun to see it all in action, and
Yes.
and of course, in April or so, and I think we're supposed to I think we'll have an open house
Yes,
and
yes.
to show the community, and I think people will be amazed at all the opportunities.
I mean, I've been doing this for a year and a half, and I'm amazed. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you go back? I mean, did you ever think it was going to be like this? I mean, this big? I mean, and all the opportunities? Are you know what I mean?
When I don't think I did, because I knew people from other schools that had this type of position, and they just didn't have the opportunities that we are able to get for our students. And so I didn't realize how big it was going to be.
Yeah.
And how much we were going to be able to, have for our students to try and learn. And if they don't like it, try something else. And
Yeah.
we have a lot, and I'm happy about that.
Right. And I thought, in the beginning, when we first started talking about this, there was a school up north
Yes.
that gave us some blueprint and some direction on how to do this.
Yes.
And they didn't charge anything.
Right.
And that to me spoke volume that we had a good relationship.
Yes. And I was able to go visit them, and they
Yes.
were wonderful.
See, I mean,
Yes.
and isn't that a blessing that
Yes.
someone's helping out, but also it speaks volume of Salem too, that we have that kind of relationship with other schools. You know what I mean? And, you know, and then for them to say, I mean, they could have charged, you know what I mean?
Right.
But they said no, you know, I mean, what a blessing. So hats off to that relationship, and don't you love that?
Yes.
And
Yes.
then if
And,
you
you
do
know,
need
you-
something or...
Yeah, like you can, like if I had an idea and I wasn't sure how to do it, I could contact them and
Yeah.
see what they thought about
Yeah.
it, and just collaborate with
Right.
other people doing the same thing.
Yeah, and then I think when you get established and get going, I'm sure there'll be people that'll be wanting to
I'm
collaborate
betting
with
so.
you. Yeah,
This is
and
gonna
you'll
be awesome.
remember that what a blessing that, you know,
Yes.
that we were helped and, you know, to help out somebody else. So I think that's wonderful. Well, it's going to be exciting. It's going to be good. And hopefully, you know, that that everybody will get. So is this going to be something that everybody, you have to take the class, or is it a mandatory class?
It's
Or-
going to be at the middle school level, more along the lines of me working with teachers to see what they're teaching in the next month or whatever, and trying to come up with activities that the students can visit the lab to enhance what's going on in the classroom.
Okay. Because I'm thinking that sometimes, like, you know, like you might just, I was trying to think of like the ones that maybe don't think they'd be interested.
Right.
But then if they get a little bit of a taste of it and get a little more, then they...
If they're
you know,
coming in health class and they're seeing what we're able to do for health class, that might interest them more than coming in a science class. If that makes sense.
Yeah,
Or math class.
no, that's what I mean. Is it like, you know, because sometimes just the title, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then when you get involved, or you find your niche of all the different opportunities they have, then you're like, oh, I really like this, and I didn't know that. See, that's what Brad and I always talk about. I want every child to try everything. You know what I mean? You might not, it might not stick, it might not land, you might not like it, but at least try to see, you know, if that's something, you know, and that's why I'm hoping that everyone gets the opportunity to, you know, to see, you know, because I think like probably what I'm thinking I would like, but then actually if I got involved I might like something else, you know, it might be something else to
Well,
be.
and we've already had different classes coming into the small STEAM lab that I have right now, coming in for different activities. So they're already starting to
Okay,
get
good.
some of it now. So it'll just be more once we have the lab.
Yay!
Yes, yeah. Sixth graders have been coming in a lot, so that's been fun.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. Yeah. Well, you know, yeah. And you know, I remember in sixth grade, we were just trying to get our locker open and make sure we were in class on time.
Yeah.
But that we had the ample time to talk
Yes.
in between.
Yes, in
You know what I
between,
mean? That
and
was, you know what I
then-
mean,
yes,
very important,
yes,
you know?
yeah. It was, now that was down to a science. You talked about the
Yeah,
science.
we were
16,
above. We were above our generation.
Yes, we were.
Yes,
We were leaders
exactly.
in
We
that.
were leaders.
Yes,
We were
yes,
trailblazers on
yes,
that. Let me
yes.
tell you. Jessica, please have a plaque with our names on there, okay?
Yeah.
We were the trailblazers
Yeah.
for that, okay?
Yeah.
We want that to be noted, okay? Please put a note on that, okay? But no, great things, and Salem Community School Corporation, I'm so proud, and I'm so happy, and I'm so excited that you come in and explain that, maybe because for those that didn't know, and maybe those that have elementary kids that are just starting off, or know someone. I mean, they have to be excited to know what's coming down the pipe and what's coming down the line, and what's, you know, it's only going to get bigger and better.
Yep. More stuff to come.
Yay,
Yeah,
yay.
I'm pretty excited.
Yeah, and
about it.
I think even like when you come back, let's say, you know, next year, and like you've got it going, I mean, I'm sure you're going to be like, there's going to be so
Yes.
much more added and so
Yes.
much more things you're just going to.
And I've literally just started writing everything down, because I'm afraid I'm going to lose it.
Well, you've got a lot going on. Yeah, there's a lot going on. And of
But
course-
that's because there is a lot going on. It's going to be better for our kids.
Yeah, love that. I love that. Just keep, yeah, and they are our future. This is our future we're talking about. So you cannot invest too much in a child, you know, and put too much, you know, because that's going to be, you know, there's going to be a day that.
They're going to be the ones in charge.
Absolutely. We want them to be well equipped and right? Yeah. So anyway, so keep up the great work, Jessica Morgan,
Thank you.
and thank you for coming in this morning. Bradley, excited over at Walmart. I just have to walk through every time, no matter, I don't care if I'm there for
Yeah.
peanut butter or whatever.
Right.
I have to walk through the Winter Wonderland.
Oh,
there.
absolutely.
Absolutely. It brings my mood, you know what I mean?
I'm the same way.
Even if I don't buy a thing, just walk through it. You know what I
Yes,
mean?
yes, yeah. It's like, You know, it truly is kind of cliche, but it is kind of the most wonderful time of the year. So, speaking of that, I really quickly, for those of you who know me, know that I've been helping out a neighboring market in Indy. I've been up there 4 days a week and back here, back and forth. But we were talking about Shop with the Cop at the beginning of the show, and Cram the Cruiser, and doing that type of things. So those are very important to get behind. I did get the opportunity while I was in Indy to participate in a similar program. But there was a young lady that was there that she's 9 years old. Her name is Aisha, and she was actually the victim of a random shooting that was no rhyme or reason. It was no one they knew anything, and she got shot in the hand, but she is doing great with her recovery. But the reason I wanted to say something is, when they were talking to her about things that she wanted to pick out, and the things that she wanted, more importantly than anything, she wanted to give her sister her toy. And so my point to that is we had the same thing going on here. And I think this time of year, just remember that it's about being kind every day. And so it was an honor to see a girl who has been through a tough experience, but she was looking out for her sibling. And so those types of things. And so we all have a lot, and also doesn't matter what you share, but if you share a little bit, and a lot of people are doing that, you can make a difference, you can make an impact. And so whether it's our community or any other community, so and I think we have a great community, and people share and take good care of each other here. And I'm very blessed. But I just wanted to just pass that on because it was a very humbling experience for this young lady who has been through a lot, and she just wanted to give to her sister. So I think that kind of sums up what this time of year is for you.
Definitely. I'm glad you shared that. That's a huge blessing. Exactly. So thank you for sharing that, Bradley. Keep up the great work over at Walmart. Jessica, keep up the great work at Salem School Corporation. Okay. And Lions hearing us roar.
Yeah. Yes.
All right, let's roar on and thank our sponsors, Bradley.
All right. View Healthcare, Walmart, Salem Crossing, Hoosier Upland, Celebrity Home Loans, Dr. Blackside Associates, Dr. Mickey Gunn, and Foxley Wealth Management.
Everyone, happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday.
Hoop season is back on WSLM. Whether you're listening to local high school girls and boys basketball, IU or Purdue men's basketball, or the Indiana Pacers, you'll need to get dialed in to the WSLM Sports Zone to follow all the action this season. And what better way to enjoy the game on WSLM than to pair it with great food from Papa John's? Go to your Papa John's app to order for pickup or delivery. Call 812-883-3369 or stop in at their location at the corner of Main and Hackberry Streets. Either way, stop in for a hot, fresh pizza, breadsticks, wings, or desserts, and a cold drink today. And keep your radio tuned to WSLM for hoops action all season long. And to hear more great specials from your Papa John's in Salem.
Ho, ho, ho! This is Jalen Hoare. Santa Claus is coming to town this year, and we believe he has already made his stop here at John Jones, bringing fantastic deals on all of our year-end inventory. Santa has been looking to upgrade his sleigh, and he has found just the spot to do business. If you're tired of being pulled around by Rudolph and the crew, come check out some of our new rides with plenty of reindeer power. We have a list of cars between all of our 5 locations that we can pull from, and you can see them all in one easy spot, JohnJonesAutoGroup.com. See something shiny and new that you're wanting on Santa's short list? Give us a call at 877-473-5546 to set up your appointment today. And from your local John Jones family, we want to wish you and your family a very Merry Christmas.
Manufacturing engineer. Actively participate in the development of new products, product improvements, and assist in the resolution of technical manufacturing problems for a major producer of sintered metal components. Employer GKN Sinter Metals LLC. Location Salem, Indiana. Domestic travel required. To apply, mail resume, no calls or emails, to S. Shaw at 1670 Opdyke Court, Auburn Hills, Michigan 48326.
Things change. Insurance should too. Jason can help to see if you're covered for life's constant changes. Call Jason Petmeyer, your Washington County agent, at 812-883-2995 or visit infarmbureau.com.
Hello there, this is Nat King Cole, wishing you all a happy and a Merry Christmas. The joy of living is in the giving. So let's give lots of time.
Two men who warned you that soccer would destroy the country. Rick and Buck.
It is 6 minutes past the hour. The Rick and Bubba Show from the No Name Studio on the bleeding edge of technology. Merry Christmas. Oh, man, everybody never stop to worry about a thing. Open up and shout it out and just try to sing. Wondering if you're done it wrong. Yeah. Well, this depression lasts for long. Won't you tell me? Come on, boys. Where have all the good times gone? Where have all the good times gone? Speedy, the real Greg Burgess, Helmsy, Eddie Van Adler, Blazing Silverman, our intern. He'll get your phone call set up. We'll chat with you before the hour is done. There's Bill Bubba Bussing right there.
Rick, glad to be here, and thank all of you for joining.
Well, sad story. We've got an
Rick,
update.
this is terrible. This is a terrible
Sad story.
It's a Rick and Bubba. It's a Rick and Bubba news. It's a Rick and Bubba news. It's a Rick and Bubba news.
Should we just play the package from Inside Edition? That Adler has, video 4.
You know, one thing that bothers me about this video package we're going to listen to is that the reporter says allegedly stolen. No, the person's rolling out. Home Depot didn't pay for any of the pressure washers.
That lawyer told me so. So the guy who stole the pressure washers and shoved down an 82-year-old man working for Home Depot. Of course, the update today on the man. Here's the thing.
A Home Depot worker who was shoved to the ground by an alleged shoplifter died of his injuries more than a month after the incident. Police in Hillsborough, North Carolina have been looking for this suspect after they say he shoved the then 82-year-old man while stealing merchandise. Video from the store on October 18th shows the suspect pushing a shopping cart loaded with pressure washers and heading to the exit. The employee at the checkout approached the suspect, who pushed the man to the ground. The suspect kept walking right out of the store, allegedly without paying for his items. Hillsborough police say the suspect then loaded up his white 4-door Hyundai Sonata with a temporary North Carolina license plate and drove off. The employee was taken to the hospital, and police say he died December 1st due to complications from the injuries he sustained. The medical examiner ruled his death a homicide. The suspect is still at large and unidentified. If you have any information, you're asked to call the Hillsborough Police at 919-296-9562. For Inside Edition Digital, I'm Mara Montalbano.
Thank you, Inside Edition. Yeah, there you go. So, he,
Can you believe that? For 3 pressure washers, killed the guy.
you kill somebody over pressure washers.
I mean, what a sad state. And you know, this guy too, he may think that he got away with it, but he didn't. Ill-gotten gains always comes back on.
Yeah, he may face judgment here on earth, and I hope there's justice for this the man who has died's family, and also maybe if he sits on death row or something, maybe he can straighten his life out before he faces the ultimate judge. But this is, I mean, what are we doing? But this is what happens when you start, you embolden criminals.
Yeah.
And we've emboldened criminals by, for some reason, taking this point of view so nobody will call us mean or misogynist or racist or any of these names we don't want to be called, homophobic, that we think the best plan is to let people steal stuff and just leave. And what do we do then? Because now we tell law enforcement, well, we didn't do anything to them and we were afraid to get around them, but y'all go find them.
I mean, it's, and then if they catch them, will they prosecute? With all the woke PAs we got now. Too, I think stores have cut back on their wanting to stop shoplifting because of this. They're afraid of somebody getting hurt. But I submit to you that if you would beef up and quit people from shoplifting, you wouldn't have these problems. It's right opposite of the way most of corporate America is thinking about this right now.
I know
and if you've been a part of that, you're somehow responsible for this man's small part of his death.
Well, I know that none of us want this, and it wouldn't have to happen much. I promise you that it would not. If we did a story, man steals 3 pressure washers, and on his way out the door, shoves an employee that was shot dead about 100 feet beyond that. And the pressure washers were put back on the shelf.
And we showed the video a lot on TV.
Yeah, and somebody would go, God, so if you go in these places and grab something, somebody might shoot you and kill you. Yeah. Well, then there wouldn't be as much of it. I'm sorry, that's just the way human beings are. And predators, as we've said 1,000 times, they continue to attack if they feel like there's no harm to themselves. We got another story today where a Philadelphia gas station owner has hired, and he's going the right way, by the way. Yeah. He has hired security guards armed with AR-15 and dressed in Kevlar vests to protect his store after it's been repeatedly ransacked in a crime-ridden part of Philadelphia. Of course, right about the it has been.
And the sad part of this is, at some point, this business owner will go, hey, it ain't working. It ain't working. We're having shootouts here. It's like a military zone just to have somebody come in and get a drink or fill up with gas, and they'll leave the area. And then people in that area will go, well, look, we don't have anything in our community. You know, we don't have anywhere to go. We don't have anywhere to work. We can't get there.
But look right
and
there.
You go, really?
See that woman right there? That was showing this guy's security cam. The woman who just got gas, and I think she went in the store. Do you think she's concerned at all that somebody's going to carjack her or take her stuff?
Not at this point.
No, because you know what's standing next to her? A guy in a Kevlar vest with an AR-15. And I hate to break this to y'all if you want to see the state of your country. I've had the opportunity to travel around the world. And do you know that it's third world countries and countries where law and order is over? They're the places that some of the biggest business there are private security teams. Like you move into a house in parts of Cape Town, South Africa. When you move into the house, this is the things on their list. All right, I need a fence around my property. I need to find out now what security, private security company do you suggest? You got to hire that. That's up there with getting your furniture and you have to have those things for your home. Because if you don't, you're in danger, and everything you have is suspect to be stolen. And so now in Philadelphia, we basically see the same thing that you see in these other countries. That we're going to have to start adding to our list private security teams. And if you don't, then you know what's going to happen. This gas station guy, he's done with robberies. It's over.